Ishwar God created this whole universe with the luminous body, the sun, the stars, and the moon to give us physical light, to be able to identify ourselves in this universe, and to learn lots of the physical sciences with the universe. But also, just remember, He's given to us the knowledge of the Vedas and the knowledge of looking at good behavior all around us. If we follow that, we'll also be enlightening our path and tread onto the righteous path, which says, Yog Bhakti Tap Dwara Tujhko Pave Ham Antaryami. So we'll be treading on the righteous path. We'll be doing yoga, that is, connect ourselves with Ishwar God, and with some practice, some dedication, some devotion, will realize Ishwar God within ourselves, all around us, and leading us to be true humane beings. ॐ य आत्मदा बलदा यस्य विश्व उपासते प्रशेषं यस्य देवा यस्य छायामृतं यस्य मृत्यो कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम तू ही आत्मज्ञान बलदाता सुयश विज जन गाते हैं तेरी चरण शरण में आकर भव सागर तर जाते हैं तुझको ही जपना जीवन है मरण तुझे बिसराने में मेरी सारी शक्ति लगे प्रभु तुझसे लगन लगाने में आत्मज्ञान बलदाता, the giver of physical, mental and spiritual force. Suyash Vijajan Gate hai, those who praise the glory of Ishwar God are the enlightened and get more and more enlightened. Teri charan sharan mein aakar, don't take it to be that Ishwar ke koi physical, he has a physical form and physical feet where we can prostrate ourselves. No. शरण जैसे बच्चा अपने माँ बाप के शरण में आता है, like the child goes to the abode or to the shelter of the parents, it's the same way, dedicated to the teachings of Ishwar God through the Vedas, through the physical sciences of the universe, through the laws of nature, looking at good behavior all around us, that He's coming into the abode, the shelter of God. Shouldn't be misunderstood. Then, tujhko hi japna jeevan hai. Praying, meditating on that one and only Ishwar, that is true life. Otherwise, idhar udhar bhatke rahenge, will do the rounds and rounds, and finally chakkar kaate rahenge, will be only at one spot instead of progressing on the path of dharma, artha, kama, up to moksha, mukti. ॐ यः प्राणतो निमिषतो महित्वैक इद्राजा जगतो बभूव य ईशे यस्य द्विपादश्चतुष्पदः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम तूने अपनी अनुपम माया से जग ज्योत चमकाई है, मनुष्य और पशुओं को रच कर निज महिमा प्रगटाई है। अपने ही सिंहासन पे श्रद्धा से तुझे बिठाते हैं, भक्ति भाव से भेंटें लेकर शरण तुम्हारी आते हैं. So, Ishwar God as the creator of the whole universe. It seems like magic for someone, one entity in this universe, without hands, without feet, without a physical form, creating this universe. But the omniscience and the omnipotence, all knowledgeable and all powerful, Almighty Ishwar does all these, including the creation of the human form of life, the and other species. So that also seems magic to us. But Ishwar God knows what He's doing. Then it says, अपने ही सिंहासन पे श्रद्धा से तुझे बिठाते हैं. What is that sinhasan is our hearts and our mind. This is where we are contemplating, we are meditating, we are praying to Ishwar God. And what do we offer to Ishwar God? Bhakti Bhav. I described Bhakti in the previous mantra, like the child dedicated to the parents, following the instructions and the guidance of the parents. So Bhakti Bhav to Ishwar is following the guidance and the instructions of Ishwar God. Om ye nadyo rugra prithivi cha dridha ye na swasta bhitam ye na naka yo antarikshe rajaso vimana kasmai devaya visha videma. तारे रवि चंद्रादिक रच कर निज प्रकाश चमकाया है. धरनी को धारण कर तूने कौशल अलख जगाया है. तू ही विश्व विधाता पोषक, तेरा ही हम ध्यान धरें. शुद्ध भाव से भगवन तेरे भजनामृत का पान करें. Creator of the luminous bodies, Tare, Ravi, Chandradik, the stars, the sun, the moon, etc. What physical light to give physical enlightenment for us to recognize things around us, but also that enables us to perceive the laws of nature, good behavior, not only among human beings, but good behavior is also seen at the lower forms of life. So it's a whole setup from which we can learn. Vishwa Vidhata, one and only Ishwar ruling on this universe, creator of this universe. शुद्ध भाव से भगवन तेरे भजनामृत का पान करें. Again, bhakti, compliance to the laws of nature, to the instructions, to the guidance of Ishwar God by the way of the inner voice, the divine guidance within us. Om Prajapate Natvadetanyanyo Vishvajatani Parita Babhuva Yatkamaste Jomastanno Astu Vayam Syama Patayorainam. तुझसे बड़ा न कोई जग में, सब में तू ही समाया है. जड़ चेतन सब तेरी रचना, तुझ में आश्रय पाया है. हे सर्वोपरि विभो, विश्व का तूने साज सजाया है. धन दौलत भरपूर दीजिए, यही भक्त को भाया है. So it says, no one is greater than the one supreme Ishwar God. Prajapati, sab praja ke Swami Paramatma, the one and only ruler of this universe. And everything resides within that omniscient, omnipotent, all just, all merciful Ishwar God. Then, if we look at all the inanimate and animate things in this universe, the non-living and living beings, then we can understand the vastness of this creation, and we can also learn the laws of nature and how to be compliant to those laws. Then see at the beauty of this creation. Just observe, contemplate on it. You'll find there should be a creator behind this creation. And this is where, when you connect to Ishwar God, you follow the guidance. Dhan Daulat Bharpur Dejiye will become masters of spiritual and material treasures in our life. Om Sano Bandhurjanita Savidhata Dhamani Veda Bhuvanani Vishwa Yatra Deva Amrita Manashanastritiye Dhaman Nadyerayanta. तू गुरु है प्रज्ञेश भी तू है, पाप पुण्य फलदाता है। तू ही सखा बंधु मम तू ही, तुझसे ही सब नाता है। भक्तों को इस भव बंधन से तू ही मुक्त कराता है। तू है अज अद्वैत महाप्रभु, सर्वकाल का ज्ञाता है। Ishwar God, recognizing Ishwar God as the Guru, the preceptor, the teacher, the eternal teacher of mankind and all the other forms of life. Prajyesh bhi tu hai, the ruler of the universe. Pap Punya Phaldata, giver, attributor of the fruits and penalties of all our positive and negative karmas. Tu hi Sakha Bandho Mam, he's the friend, he's the closest sibling, was with us in the previous lives, is with us in this life, will be with us in the future lives, or in moksha, mukti, whenever we reach that stage. So that is our relationship with Ishwar God, Guru, Bandhu, Sakha, etc. Then Tu hai Aj Advait Mahaprabhu, the one and only, unborn, uncreated, undying, unchangeable, Advait, no equal or second to Ishwar God. So we should recognize, and Sarvakalaka Dhyata, that is, know of the past, know of the present, and taking immediate cognizance of the occurrences in every nook and corners of this universe. Om Agnena Yasupathara Yesman Vishmani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmadjohura Nameno Puishtham Te Nama Uktim Videma. तू ही स्वयं प्रकाश प्रभु, सबका सिरजनहार तू ही। रसना निश दिन रते तुम्ही को, मन में बसना सदा तू ही। कुटिल पाप से हमें बचाते रहना, हरदम दया निधान। अपने भक्त जनों को भगवन, दीजिए यही विशद वरदान। Tu hi Swayam Prakash Prabhu, Agni, the self-illuminating God. When we light a lamp, it's not giving light to Ishwar God. The lighting of the lamp is symbolical of the light of this universe, as it inspires us to enlighten our life. Especially lamp of ghee also spreads the fragrance of the Satogun, and that inspires us to spread the fragrance of our thoughts, of our words, and our deeds all around. Rasna Nishdin Rate Tumhi Ko, this is one and only object of our Stuti, Prarthana, Upasana of praise, prayer and communion. कुटिल पाप से हमें बचाते रहना हरदम दया निधान. So again repeating the prayer of Vishwani Deva Savitara Duritani Parasva, that the guidance of Ishvara God will empower us to move out of evils and tread on the path of good beneficial actions, where we'll also be at the same time benevolent to the whole of this universe. So that was Athi Iti Ishvara Stuti Prarthana Upasana Prakaranam. That was Ishvara Stuti Prarthana Upasana, the 8 mantras. Now please proceed with Achman. Take water in the right palm, 3 mantras there, and take water at each time. Sipping will be only after saying Swaha. Om Amritopastaranamasi Swaha. Second time. Om Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha. Third time. Om Satyam Yasha Shrirmai Shri Shayatam Swaha. Wash your hands. Now please take water in the left palm. Using the middle and ring finger of the right hand, you are going to touch various parts of the body, praying to Ishvara God that He drives our soul, and the soul inspires the mind, Man Buddhi Chit, and the mind is driving all the other organs of the body towards righteous actions. ईश्वर से हम याचना करें कि हे प्रभु, जिन इंद्रियों को हम स्पर्श करने जा रहे हैं, वो इंद्रियां हमारे सुपथ पर चलने के लिए, सन्मार्ग पर चलने के लिए हमारे सहायक बने. Always on your right hand side, then on the left hand side at the end of each mantra. Om Vangamasyastu, Om Nasormi Pranustu, Om Akshanormi Chakshurastu, Om Karniyormi Shrotramastu, Om Bahormi Balamastu, Om Urvorma Ojostu, Om Arishtani Vingani Tanustanvami Sahasantu. Lighting of the at the end of this short mantra. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Now using camphor to introduce the fire in the Havan Kund at the end of the mantra. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Dyoriva Bhumna Prithiviva Varamna Tasyaste Prithivi Deva Yajani Prishte Agnimanna Dhyaya Dade. With the next mantra, you can take the Srova spoon and pour 3-4 spoonfuls of ghee on the fire just to get it blazing if you have the Havan Kund. Otherwise, the Deepak will continue to light. Om Udbudhya Svagne Pratijagrihi Tvamishta Purte Sansrije Thamayancha Asmin Sadhaste Adyutarasmin Vishve Deva Yajamanascha Sidata. Samidhadan, with the first Samidha dipped into ghee, and always offering when we say Swaha. Om Ayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nedya Swavarga Swachedda Vardhaya tasman prajaya pashubhirbrahmavarchase नान्नाद्येन समेधय स्वाहा idam agnaye jatvedase idam namama. Second samidha. We have two mantras here. It will be on the second swaha that will do the offering. Om samidhagnim duvasyata griteirvodayata tithim asmin havya juhutana swaha idam agne idam namama. Om susamidhaya shocishe gritam tibram juhutana agnaye jatavedase swaha idam agnaye jatavedase idam namama. Third samidha. Om tantva samidherangiro gritena vardhayamasi priyachochaya vishtya swaha idam agnayangirase idam namama. Panchagrit ahuti, offering of 5 ahutis of ghee, and it's with one and the same mantra. The samidha is symbolical also, telling us that when we tread on the path of righteousness, we become just like this samidha. When the samidha is introduced in the fire, it catches the fire and becomes as blazing as the fire is, teaching us that once we are on the righteous path, let's enlighten our life with virtue. Then here also, Ayanta Atma, it says Prajaya, so kith and kin be dutiful. Pashubhir, the domestic animals, pets that we have, bring us joy, brings us peace. Brahma Varchas, the knowledge of the Vedas, the knowledge of this universe, also be peaceful to us, brings us prosperity. And we always have full, nutritious, health-promoting food. Samedhaya, it's just like the Samedha. Make use of Praja, Pashubher, Brahma, Varchas, and all the 4 elements. Use them effectively and efficiently to progress towards peace, progress, and prosperity. Panchagrit Ahuti. Om Ayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nedya Svavardha Swachedda Vardhaya Tasman Prajaya Pashubhir Brahma Varchase Nanadyena Samedhaya Swaha idam agnaye jatavedase idam namama. Om ayanta idmatma jatavedaste nedya svavardha swachedda vardhaya tasman prajaya pashubhir brahma varchase nanadyena samedhaya swaha idam agnaye jatavedase idam namama. Om ayanta idmatma jatavedaste nedya svavardha swachedda vardhaya tasman prajaya pashubhir brahma varchase nanadyena samedhaya swaha idam agnaye jatavedase idam namama. Om ayanta idmatma jatavedaste nedya svavardha swachedda vardhaya tasman prajaya pashubhir brahma varchase nanadyena samedhaya swaha idam agnaye jatavedase idam namama. Om ayanta idmatma jatavedaste nedya svavardha swachedda vardhaya tasman prajaya pashubhir brahma varchase nanadyena samedhaya swaha idam agnaye jatavedase idam namama. Jal sechanam, sprinkling of water on the 4 sides of the Havan Kund. If you have the diya, do it on the 4 sides of the diya. The first one on the east. Om Adite Numanyasva. second west. Om Anumate Numanyasva, third on the north. Om Saraswati Numanyasva. Now we'll be proceeding circular form all around the Havan Kund, starting from northeast, going clockwise and finishing on northeast Ishan Disha. Om Deva Savita Prasvayadyam Prasvayadyapatim Bhagaya Divyo Gandharva Ketapuke Tanna Punatu Vachaspatir Vachanna Swadatu. This is scientific meaning to why we sprinkle water all around the Havan Kund. The heat emanating from the Havan Kund, the vapors of the substances and the gases coming out of the Havan Kund, mixed with CO and CO2, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, with the water vapor and the other gases from the Havan Kund and the other vapors, it creates one substance, formaldehyde, which is a powerful antiseptic and which helps to ward off airborne viruses and bacteria. So that's a very scientific process. That's why we say Yaj purifies the environment. Agharvadya Ahuti, the first Ahuti on the north of ghee only, second on the south, then the next two would be in the center. Om Agnaye Svaha, Idam Agnaye Idam Namama. Om Somaya Svaha, Idam Somaya Idam Namama. Om Prajapataye Svaha, Idam Prajapataye Idam Namama. Om Indraya Svaha, Idam Indraya Idam Namama. Now, Pradhakalin Ahuti, Surya Jyoti, and Surya sun comes in the morning. That's why the mantras refer to the sun. The sun as the energizer, first is the source of light of the universe, then energizer, and the mantras tells us, face the sun, expose our body to the sunlight, to the rising sun in the early morning and to the sun in the evening. Tirchi Kirana, the rays of the sun which strikes our body at angular form, not vertical like the sun at midday. Tirchi Kirane, that is, comes from one sharp angle, and that happens at sunrise and sunset. This enables our body to produce vitamin A, vitamin D, and other vitamins. And these compounds, we can't make it in the laboratory. We don't get it from food. That's why in Yoga, Hatha Yoga, there is Surya Namaskar, and then there is Sandhya in the morning facing sunrise, and there is Sandhya in the afternoon facing sunset at twilight, that is sunrise and sunset. Oh, both ghee and samagri. Om Suryo Jyotir Jyoti Surya Svaha. Om Suryo Varcho Jyotir Varcha Svaha. Om Jyoti Surya Suryo Jyoti Svaha. Om Sajur Devena Savitra Sajuru Shasendra Vatya Jushana Suryavedo Svaha. Now the mantras for the evening, it's Agni Jyoti. Agni refers to the fire, the physical light, and this is what we use in the evening, in the night. Om Agnir Jyotir Jyotir Agni Svaha. Om Agnir Varcho Jyotir Varcha Svaha. Om स्वाहा ॐ सजुर्देवेन सवित्रा सजुरात्रिन्द्रवत्या जुषाणो अग्निर्वेदो स्वाहा. Now the next mantras is for both morning and afternoon, evening, and it says Pranaya Swaha, Apanaya Swaha, Vyanaya Swaha. Then it says Prana Pana Vyanabhya Swaha. It's giving us the guidance. Take a long deep breath to chant the mantra, and if possible the whole of the mantra. Then you take again another long deep breath for the other mantra. That makes deep inhale and exhale, bringing the vapors from the Havan Kund, the essential oils of the samagri and the ghee, which is spreading into the atmosphere, bringing that into our lungs to boost our immunity. By these vapors will go direct into our bloodstream and is very potent, very powerful, more powerful even than the intravenous injection, because this one goes direct to the lungs and to the heart, which distributes it to the whole body. Om Bhuragnaye Pranaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Pranaya Idam Namama. Om Bhurvaive Panaya Swaha Idam Vaive Panaya Idam Namama. Om Swaradityaya Vyanaya Swaha Idam Adityaya Vyanaya Idam Namama. Om Bhurvaswaragnivaivaditevya Pranapanvyanabhya Swaha Idam Agnivaivaditevya Pranapanvyanabhya Idam Namama. Om Apujyotirasomritam Brahmavurvaswarom Swaha. Om Yam Medham Devagana Pitarashtopasate Tayama Madhyamedhyagni Medhavinam Kuru Swaha. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasva Yadbhadram Tannasva Swaha. Om Agnena Yaspathara Yasman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmadjoranamino Bhuishante Namoktim Videma Swaha. One Gayatri mantra, everybody will sing with the same tone, same tune, same pace with me. And Swaha at the end with offerings of both ghee and ahuti to the Holy Fire. Om Bhurvubhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Now the next 4 ahutis will be only ghee, no samagri. Om Agnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Idam Namama. Om Somaya Swaha Idam Somaya Idam Namama. Om Prajapataye Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namama. Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namama. Now both ghee and samagri. Om Swasti Mantra. Om Swasti na Indro Vridharshava Swasti na Pusha Vishvaveda Swasti nastaksharyo Arishtanemi Swasti no Brihaspatir Dadhato Swaha. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shnuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshaviriyadatra Sthirairangaishtoshtvang Sastanurvirvyashemahi Devahitam Yadayo Swaha. Swasti Su Asti. Be happy. And how to be happy? It says Swastina Indra Vridharshava Swastina Pusha Vishvaveda. So And Swasti Nastakshariyo Arishtanemi Swastino Brihaspati Dadhatu. So try to learn from the universe. Try to learn from the elderly, from knowledgeable persons. And you'll get the guidance, the inspiration to engage on or in beneficial actions. And that is going to bring happiness to us, to our relatives and friends, and to the whole world. Second mantra was praying Swasti Bhadram Karanebhi Shnuyama. So let's live long life, listening with the ears, seeing with the eyes, and all the other organs functioning properly. Now, another mantra, praying that noble thoughts come to us from all sides. Om Anu Bhadra Kratavo Yanto Vishwato Dabdaso Aparitaso Udbhida Devano Yatha Sadamidvrideya Sanna Prayuvo Rakshitaro Dive Dive Svaha. Now, prayer for Medha Buddhi, the discriminating intellect. Om Sadasaspati Madbhutam Priyamindrasya Kamyam Sanim Medhamaya Sisham Svaha. Om Yam Medham Devagana Pitarashtropasate Tayama Madhya Medhayagni Medhavinam Kuru Svaha. Om Medham Me Varuno Dadatu Medham Agni Prajapati Medham Indrascha Vayushcha Medham Dhata Dadatu Me Svaha. Medha Buddhi. This is what we also pray in the Gayatri Mantra. We should God lead our intellect into righteous thoughts, righteous words, and righteous actions. Now, 3 बार Gayatri Mantra, 3 times Gayatri Mantra, 3 times Mahamrityunjay Mantra. So you'll be chanting with me, one pace, one tone at the end, offering with Swaha, both ghee and samagri. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Mahamrityunjay Mantra. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmiva Vandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamratat Svaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmiva Vandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamratat Svaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmiva Vandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamratat Svaha. Sishtakrita Ahuti. If you have prasad, you can give 1 Ahuti prasad with ghee, otherwise only ghee. Om Yadasya Karmanotyaririsham Yadyanyunmihakaram Agnishta Shrishta Kridvidyat Sarvam Swishtam Suhutam Karotu Me Agnaye Shrishtakrate Suhutaute Sarvaprayashchitahutinam Kamanam Samardhetre Sarvana Kaman Samardheya Svaha. Idam Agnaye Shrishtakrate Idam Namama. 1 Ahuti of ghee. Om Svaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namama. Now, Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha will be both ghee and samagri. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Put everything down. Join the palms together, fold them, close the eyes gently. Mangal Gan, Mahabam, Devyagan, three mantras from the Samved, praying to Ishvara God, peace, samriddhi, prosperity. Om Bhurvasva, Om Bhurvasva, Kayanashchitra Bhuvadoti Sada Vridha Sakha Kaya Shachishtaya Vrita Om Bhurvasva Om Bhurvasva Abhisho na Sakhinam Avita Charitranam Shatam Bhavasyutaye Om Bhurvasva Om Bhurvasva. Over to Dhananjay ji for yet Prarthana. Dhananjay ji, can you be closer to the mic? We can hardly listen to you.
हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए, छोड़ दे में छल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए, की बोले रिचाएं सत्य को धारण करें, हर्ष में हो मग्न सारे, शोक सागर से तरें, अश्वमेधादिक रचाएं यज्ञ पर उपकार को, धर्म मर्यादा चलाकर लाभ दे संसार को, नित्य श्रद्धा भक्ति से यज्ञादि हम करते रहें, रोग पीड़ित विश्व के संताप सब हरते रहें, भावना मिट जाए मन से पाप अत्याचार की, भावनाएं शुद्ध होवें यज्ञ से नर नार की, लाभकारी हो हवन हर जीवधारी के लिए, वायु जल सर्वत्र हो शुभ गंध को धारण किए, स्वार्थ भाव मिटे हमारा प्रेम पथ विस्तार हो, इदं न मम का सार्थक प्रत्येक में व्यवहार हो, हाथ जोड़ झुकाय मस्तक वंदना हम कर रहें, नाथ करुणा रूप करुणा आपकी सब पर रहे। पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए। छोड़ देंगे छल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए। प्रभु आत्मिक बल दीजिए। सुखी बसे संसार सब दुखिया रहे न कोई। यह अभिलाषा हम सब की भगवन पूरी होय। विद्या बुद्धि तेज बल सबके भीतर होय। दूध पुत्र धन दे वंचित रहे न कोय। आपकी भक्ति प्रेम से मन होवे भरपूर। राग द्वेष से चित्त मेरा हो सो भागे दूर। मिले भरोसा आपका हमें सदा जगदीश। आशा तेरे धाम की बनी रहे ममरीश। पाप से हमें बचाइए दुख से दया दयाल। अपना भक्त बनाए के सबको करो निहाल। दिल में दया उदारता मन में प्रेम अपार। साधु संगत सुख दीजिए दया नम्रता ज्ञान। Acharya ji, I missed something. I don't have the papers today.
No problem. That was a good initiative to do it without the paper. So let's proceed with Ashirvad. Just join the palms together. Close the eyes gently, just to remind ourselves. Closing the mind to the external thoughts and closing the eyes to the external emotions. Then feel the presence of the divinity within us, inspiring us to be divine in our thoughts, our words, and our deeds. Then and only then will be the recipient of the grace, of the blessings of Ishvara God. Om Satya Santo Yajamanasya Kama. Om Purna Santo Yajamanasya Kama. Om Safala Santo Yajamanasya Kama. Om Swasti na Indro Vridhashrava Swasti na Pusha Vishveda Swasti na Saksharyo Arishtanemi Swasti no Brihaspatir Dadhatu. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shinuyam Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshaviriyajatra Sthirairangaistushtvang Sastanurvirvyashemahi Devaitam Yadayu. So Satya Santo Yajamanasya Kama. The blessings are that the truthful wishes of the Yajaman be fulfilled and be fulfilled with 100% success. भगवान इस परिवार को सुख का सदा वरदान दो। ज्ञान की गंगा बहाकर शुद्ध वैदिक ज्ञान दो। निरोग होकर सब जिए शतवर्ष आयुष्मान हो। धन धान्य से पूरित सदा यश युक्त कीर्तिमान हो। पुत्र पौत्रादिक सभी बलवान हो। श्रीमान हो विद्वान हो मतिमान हो। धर्मात्मा धीमान हो। ओम स्वस्ति स्वस्ति स्वस्ति। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सभी को सादर नमस्ते। नाउ टाइम फॉर भजन। Any volunteer, please, for bhajan? Yeah, unmute yourself and proceed.
I did.
Yeah.
तुझ में ओम मुझ में ओम सब में ओम समाया, कर लो सबसे प्यार जगत में कोई नहीं पराया। तुझ में ओम मुझ में ओम सब में ओम समाया, जितने हैं संसार के प्राणी सब में है एक ज्योति। एक माला के फूल है सारे, एक माला के मोती। एक ही कारीगर ने सबको एक माटी से बनाया, कर लो सबसे प्यार जगत में कोई नहीं पराया। एक पिता के बच्चे हैं सब, एक हमारी माता। दाना पानी देने वाला एक हमारा दाता। फिर ना जाने किस मूर्ख ने लड़ना हमें सिखाया, कर लो सबसे प्यार जगत में कोई नहीं पराया। ऊंच नीच और भेदभाव की दीवारों को तोड़ो, बदला जमाना तुम भी बदलो, बुरी आदतें छोड़ो। जागो और जगाओ सबको, समय ही ऐसा आया, कर लो सबसे प्यार जगत में कोई नहीं पराया। तुझ में ओम मुझ में ओम सब में ओम समाया, कर लो सबसे प्यार जगत में कोई नहीं पराया। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, यश जी। नेक्स्ट भजन कमलेश जी कुछ गाएंगे?
मुझे लगता है यशोधरा जी गाने के लिए उनको पूछ रही थी।
सॉरी,
यशोधरा जी, पंडिता जी
Okay.
गाने वाले तो उनसे
पंडिता जी, they asking you?
नहीं।
Okay.
चलो
Next time
ओके,
का
फिर
भजन।
मैं हम सब मिलके आए दाता तेरे दरबार, हम सब मिलके आए दाता तेरे दरबार। भर दे झोली सबकी तेरे पूर्ण भंडार। होवे जब संध्या काल निर्मल होके तत्काल, अपना मस्तक झुका के करके तेरा ख्याल। तेरे दर पर आके बैठे सारा परिवार, तेरे दर पे आके बैठे सारा दरबार परिवार। हम सब मिलके आए दाता तेरे दरबार। लेके दिल में फरियाद करते हम तुमको याद। जब हो मुश्किल की घड़ियां आगे तुमसे इमदाद। सबसे बढ़ के ऊंचा जग में तेरा दरबार। हम सब मिलके आए दाता तेरे दरबार। चाहे दिन हो विपरीत होवे तुझसे ही प्रीत, सच्ची श्रद्धा से गावे तेरी भाषा के गीत। होवे सबका प्रभु जी तेरे चरणों से प्यार। हम सब मिलके आए दाता तेरे दरबार। तू है सब जग का वाली, करता सबकी रखवाली। हम है रंग रंग के पाते, तुम हो हम सबके मालिक। पथिक बगीचा है ये तेरा सुंदर संसार। पथिक बगीचा है ये तेरा सुंदर संसार। हम सब मिलके आए दाता तेरे दरबार। भर दे झोली सबकी तेरे पूर्ण भंडार। मैंने ये कहना था यहाँ पर कि पथिक जी जिनका ये लिखा हुआ भजन है, पिछले दिनों उनका देहांत हो गया है, तो
Yeah, 10
उनकी
दिन पहले।
श्रद्धांजलि देने के लिए मैंने ये भजन गाया।
Yeah, and Dhanyawad Kamlesh ji. That was a good initiative to pay homage to Satyapal Pathik ji, one of the greatest bhajan singers within the Arya Samaj Bhajan Updeshak the wo. Unfortunately, his son Dinesh Pathik has taken up the legacy and is quite famous also worldwide. Dinesh Pathik, we can see many of the bhajan on YouTube also. And Pathik signature in his bhajan is that the name Pathik comes in all of his bhajan somewhere. So that's one way to recognize the bhajan of Satyapal Ji Pathik, who did a great job and is very much missed within the Arya Samaj community. But he's left a very strong legacy. I think it's over 4,000 bhajan for the Arya Samaj movement. I leave the floor to Dhananjay ji to do the welcome and announcement, and then I'll take up again.
A few lines from another bhajan, not whole bhajan. होता है सारे विश्व का कल्याण यज्ञ से, जल्दी प्रसन्न होते हैं भगवान यज्ञ से। ऋषियों ने ऊंचा माना है स्थान यज्ञ का, करते हैं दुनिया वाले सब सम्मान यज्ञ का। दर्जा है तीनों लोक में महान यज्ञ का, भगवान का यह यज्ञ है भगवान यज्ञ का। जाता है देवलोक में इंसान यज्ञ से, होता है सारे विश्व का कल्याण यज्ञ से। Thank you everyone for joining today to the Hindu Center of Atlanta's weekly satsang. This week we celebrated last Sunday Dashahara and end of the Navratri, and yesterday also we had Sharad Purnima. We celebrated at our Hindu Center of Atlanta, and that is the last day. Yesterday we had a Dandiya and Garba program also. That's why my Havan Kund and all the other stuff are coming and going to the both places. I couldn't arrange everything today, so hopefully from next week we will have again yagya and everything properly done. So this this month is another November month. We'll have Diwali, and in few days, a couple of days, some devotees are celebrating the Karwa Chauth on Wednesday. We will have some program on the Wednesday also. I guess after the Diwali, that is the probably after that we have the Chhat Puja also. Some devotees will be celebrating at our place. We are trying to move our weekly services back to the Hindu Center of Atlanta. Vandana ji has also joined now. She was busy with some other thing just now. Acharya ji has started his uh, weekly programs. He has finished the uh, practical application of yoga in daily life. He's starting new series about the Ishopanishad on Sunday evening at 9 o'clock. Acharya ji has already started the kids program on Friday at 9 o'clock, where the kids learn some Vedic mantras and their meaning and read the stories. Acharya ji will continue with his sermon for the uh, significance of Navratri and Diwali. Acharya ji.
Yeah, okay. So, welcome everybody, and thank you for your kind attention, for sparing some time to get some guidance and some new knowledge, which we always share. And today is Valmiki Jayanti. Valmiki Rishi is famous for the Valmiki Ramayana, and this is the authentic Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana. We have over 4,000 versions of Ramayana, but each and every author has added some shlokas there, and by trying to add knowledge to that knowledge of the Ramayana, they've done some adulterations also. If we look basics of the Valmiki Ramayana, it ends with the return of Ram, Sri Ramji to Ayodhya. And whatever has been written after that, these are all extrapolations on the Valmiki Ramayana. And what is good about the Ramayana, it teaches us the victory of good over evil. That is one. But if we link that victory of good over evil, the source of that victory is true knowledge. Satya Dhyan or Shuddha Dhyan. Without true knowledge, without Satya Vidya, it's nearly impossible to engage in truthful actions, Satya Karma or Shuddha Karma. And it's more difficult to go into Shuddha Bhakti, as I always take the yardstick of Bhakti from the child to the parents, and from the child towards their gurus, their teachers. It's the same Bhakti that we should have when we say devotees of God. Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmande, what we see in the microcosm, at micro level, we see it also at the macrocosm, at the macro level, and vice versa. And Ishwar God tells us in the Vedas, the Rit, the eternal laws of the universe. And the first one to respect these laws is Ishwar God itself, never going against the laws of nature. So Ramayana is basically the victory of good over evil, but so many things to learn from each and every single character of the Ramayana. Like if you look at the life of Sri Ram himself, in fact, the Ramayana is the life story of Sri Ram. Ideal son, ideal brother, ideal friend, ideal husband, etc. But if you look into why there was the battle between Ram and Ravan, it was one moment of inattention when the golden deer came in front of him and Sita insisted that he brings the deer to him. He forgot the duty of ahimsa and went after that, and then comes the consequences. It shows to us, giving us the lesson that we have to be ever mindful on our words, on our thoughts, and our words and our actions. Then if we look at the life of the four brothers, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna, I was reading one text and really beautiful. It says Ram signifies or symbolizes Dhyan. Look at the way when he talks with Hanuman and describes the characteristic of Hanuman to Lakshman, his first meeting. Look at the way he takes the command to be coronated the next day, and in the morning the reverse commands come that you have to go 14 years in exile. Look at the mental frame of Sri Ram. Had he not have proper knowledge, Shuddh Dhyan, he wouldn't have been the example of tapasya, resilience towards dire times or adverse moments. One point, he was distressed when Sita was kidnapped by Ravan. But then Lakshman triggered him to come back to senses and realized, when he realized that, he was all filled with courage to look for Sita. And it shows also the devotion, the dedication with, as we say, the vows exchanged within the marriage ceremony. He crossed the ocean to look for his wife and protect his wife. That's also a lesson to be learned, especially in the modern times. हम बस राम के चित्र के सामने आरती करते रहते हैं, चरित्र को भूल जाते हैं. We just look at the picture, we praise the picture, but what about the characteristic? That's why the importance of literature, learning literature at school. It allows us to analyze the personality, learn so many things from the personalities. Now look at Ravan. Even if we say Ravan symbolizes evil, he kidnapped Sita, but didn't touch Sita, didn't do physical harm to Sita. And look how cruel the world is today towards womenfolk. The kidnapping was an evil action, but there was no physical harm done to Sita. Today, in this world, the first thing is physical harm. So there's lots to learn from even the character which we say symbolizes evil. We have that to learn. Ravan was given the epitome of Dashranand 10 heads. It was not 10 heads physically. It was the knowledge of the Vedas and the knowledge of the Shastras. But then shows to us that even if you have the knowledge, but you can't apply that knowledge into day-to-day life, it's as good as bookish knowledge. It serves no purpose, and the end, Vinash Kale Viparit Buddhi, is bound to come. Because if that knowledge cannot be used in day-to-day life, it cannot be applied in day-to-day life, it serves no purpose. So many things to learn. And look at what Sri Ram does. Vanquishing Ravan, Vibhishan was unaggrieved. He lost his brother. He knew his brother was on the wrong side, was not on the side of Dharma, but nevertheless, the blood relationships flow. He was aggrieved. He couldn't use his logic that now the last sanskar, the funeral rites, should take place. And Ram orders Lakshman to make the preparations with all honors for the fallen. What happens in modern warfare? It's totally the opposite. Modern warfare, the war especially, is fought at night when you don't recognize the enemy, cannot take sufficient precautions, especially the vulnerable, women and children, who are not in the front line to fight the battle. Look, even if that was a war, it was a war within certain framework. It was an ethical war. And the other thing now, wars are fought. When the country is finished, it's all razed to the ground. Razed, R-A-Z-E-D, like the razor, just making everything flat to the ground. But then they don't leave the country, they stay there and continue the occupation. And what happens in the Ramayana is when Sri Ramji defeats Ravan, the next day Vibhishan, the brother of Ravan, is coronated and Ram returns to Ayodhya. And look at how people have distorted the Ramayana also. They say that Dashera was there, that was the victory of Ram, and Ram walked his way to Ayodhya, took 21 days. That's why Deepavali is celebrated at that point in time with the return of Ram to Ayodhya. But the Valmiki Ramayana talks about the Pushpak Viman. That vehicle which traveled in the air, in the space, to reach Ayodhya on the same day. Vibhishan arranged for gifts, etc., and for a thanksgiving for Sri Ram. Sri Ram says, no, I have to leave because if I don't reach, that is the last day of the 14 years of exile, if I don't reach there, Bharat will do Agni Samadhi. And he didn't want to bear that. Then Vibhishan comforts him. He says, there's a Pushpak Viman which Ravan stole from Kuber, and that is the vehicle which will bring him to Ayodhya on the very same day. So it's on the next day of Dashera, the next day of the battle, after coronating Vibhishan, Ramji leaves for Ayodhya. So Ram signifies the epitome of Dhyan, and with that Dhyan he engaged in proper karma and proper devotion to the causes for which he stood for, that is bhakti, devotion to the causes. Lakshman, if we look the major part of it, Lakshman followed the steps of Sri Ram, so he got the Gyan from there. But Lakshman, dedication to Sri Ram shows more of bhakti in his life. And Bharat, sitting not on the throne but outside and guarding, safeguarding Ayodhya, reigning Ayodhya, is something which we probably can't see in the world of today. And Bharat there is the epitome of Shuddha Karma. He was ruling in the place of his brother Sri Ram. Shatrughna is totally eclipsed because he just followed what the other brothers were doing. Shuddha Dhyan, Shuddha Karma, Shuddha Bhakti. So this is where Valmiki becomes very famous. Remember Rishi Valmiki before he became Rishi. It's said that he was living a life which was not ethical on all fronts. His earnings to make his family survive also included unethical means to get a living. When the other Rishi crosses his path, Narad prompts him, look, you have all your faculties and all the physical and mental means to earn a good living. Why don't you do something which remains there for the legacy of the whole of humanity? Then he writes as Itihas, the occurrences of Sri Ram, put it in the form of shlokas and renders the Valmiki Ramayana to us. And for whatever differences of opinion people may have on the Ramayana, to settle those differences, we have just to go back to the Mool Granth, the essence of it, which is the Valmiki Ramayana. So that's also a very inspiring part of the Vedic age. Ram Rajya was in Treta Yuga. That was still the Vedic age. And it shows to us how to effectively and efficiently use knowledge for good karma, to follow dharma and karma and bhakti, and that complements the whole of the thing. For people who think that dhyan is one way, karma is another path, and bhakti another totally different path to attain mukti, moksha, I would just refer to them. Had Sri Ram not had the proper knowledge, Shuddha Dhyan, there would have been no proper Shuddha Karma and no proper Shuddha Bhakti, devotion, dedication to stand for Dharma. And with Dhyan and no Karma and no Bhakti, that would have been nowhere. And with any combination or permutation between the free dropping one and only following two, or dropping two only following one, the outcome of the Ramayana would have been different. It's a blend which we need to follow to be on the right path and to succeed on the path of the four Purusharth, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. This is, in short, what Valmiki Ramayana teaches us, and on the occasion of Valmiki Jayanti, thanks to Rishi Valmiki ji and to all the sages who brought to us the Vedic knowledge, unfolded that in simple language to us. Hope that provides you some insight. One announcement is there. Arya Pratindhi Sabha America is having the Sammelan online this time, and that is over the next weekend. I've already shared that on the various groups to which I'm linked on Facebook and WhatsApp. And I would invite all of you to register yourself for that Sammelan. This is going to be virtual Sammelan, so you can follow those paths, because the timetable, the schedule of the various speakers would be given, I think, on Monday. And we can choose to be there the whole time, or we can choose to be there at our convenience. The guest speaker keynote address is from Swami Ramdev, the master of yoga, who's helped to make yoga an international event worldwide. Vishrudji is with us. I would just request him to. Vishrudji?
Namaste Acharya ji. I think you have covered it well. Thank you for making this announcement. 1 second, let me turn on the light. I appreciate you making this announcement, and I'm also requesting if you can consider clubbing the Saturday services next time with the Sammelan. The only difference is that we do not have the Agnihotra on during the Sammelan time. So I'll leave it to you and Dhananjay ji to see what works out the best. But we'll be most happy to see you all at 10 o'clock Eastern time on the Saturday. Swami Ramdev ji's talk will start at around 10:30 Eastern. It might be a few minutes earlier or later. So that's the plan. Once again, and for the youth, we are going to have a separate parallel camp, 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. All youth will have a free registrations for that. The details are being sent out. And so regardless of whether their parents are attending or not, all youth can attend with the free registration. It's a separate customized interactive workshop. In one of the workshops, Acharya Brahmadev ji is also leading and participating. So you'll have a privilege to listen to him as well. So please make sure that this information goes out to all the youth too. And I will pass on all the email and details to everyone. So
I'll just add one word. The registration also is on family basis. No?
Yes. So for the master program, main program, the registration is per family. So you register once and you can share this to your family, not the extended family, but family you can share, right?
The immediate family.
Anji?
The immediate family.
Immediate family, right? But for youth to attend the youth camp, we will still encourage them to separately register. That way we know their names, their ages, and the program and conversation can be customized to the youth during that time. But yes, they're all covered in one registration. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Dhanyavad ji. Namaste.
So thank you everybody. Thank you for your attention. I'll leave the floor now to Dhananjay ji.
At the end, we will do the Aarti, right? Anything more is left, Acharya ji?
Just proceed.
I mean, clubbing together, and what we need.
So we'll talk about what we'll do the plans for next Saturday. Let me get the timetable, the schedule from Vishrudji, and then we'll plan for next Saturday. Just 1 minute, please. Yashji has a question to ask. Yashji, I saw that in the chat message.
आचार्य जी, प्रश्न का उत्तर आप आरती के बाद हम बात करेंगे.
Okay, that's fine.
प्रोग्राम के बाद.
Yeah. So we'll leave the Zoom open. We can talk after that.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Vandana ji, Aarti Bhajan, please. I think you need to come closer to the mic.
जो ध्यावे फल पावे
Let's break.
आस करूं अपने हाथ उठाओ द्वार खड़ा मैं तेरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे
So, acknowledging the presence today of Dr. Dinbandhu Chandora, the founder and mentor of Greater Atlanta Vedic Temple and the Hindu Center of Atlanta, the Gupta family. Then I see Anand Sriramji, who is now regularly with us on the satsang. Kamleshji and Yashji, also Panditaji, who is also regularly with us on Zoom on the satsang. And there was one, I think, Ranjit ji, who joined us also today. That is a new person. And unfortunately, he's left us. We had also his daughter yesterday night for the kids. And tomorrow we'll be starting on the Ishopanishad. And the Ishopanishad is the last chapter of the Yajurveda, rendered as Ishopanishad by the rishis, and this is the gist or the source of the knowledge revealed by Sri Krishna to Arjuna as the Bhagavad Gita. This is an extrapolation of that knowledge, and the source is still the Yajurveda. So that we'll be dealing with that in the Sunday class, Sunday evening, 9 to 9:45. So anyone interested, the link will be still the same. We are using the same Zoom link for the programs. Let's move now for Shanti part. Sit down straight, close the eyes gently and feel the vibrations. Focus on your own chanting. Feel the vibrations, the sound waves and the vibrations of your own chanting. We'll do it in the meditative form. Om Dyo Shanti अंतरिक्षं शांति, पृथ्वी शांति, आपः शांति, ओषधयः शांति, वनस्पतयः शांति, विश्वे देव शांति, ब्रह्म शांति, सर्वं शांति, शांतिरेव शांति, साम शांतिरेधि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। O God, by your grace, may the celestial regions Dio be peaceful. May the space Antariksha be peaceful. May the earth Prithvi be peaceful. May the waters Apa be peaceful. May the seasonal crops, medicinal plants, Oshadaya be peaceful. The perennial plants and vegetation, Vanaspataya, be peaceful. The learned and elderly, Vishwadeva, be conducive to peace and prosperity. May the Supreme Creator, Brahma, reliever of pains and afflictions, bring us peace. May the universe, Sarvam, be peaceful. May peace be peaceful to us, Shanti Reva. Sama Shanti, may that peace be with us. And the free times, Shantis, may there be cosmic, physical, and spiritual peace. May we be free from Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, and Adidaivik Dukh. Since now it's nearly dinner time, lunch time for you, so Bhojan Mantra, meal time prayer. Om Annapate Annasya no Deyanamivasya Sushminah Prapradataram Tarishorjanno Dehi Dvipade Chatushpade। हे अन्न के स्वामिन प्रभु, आप हमें अन्न दो जो रोग रहित और पुष्टि कारक हो। आप अन्नदाता का कल्याण करो, दो पाए मनुष्यों और चौपाए मनुष्यों पशुओं आदि में तेज धारण करो। O Annadata Ishwar, giver of food, kindly provide us with healthy and energy-producing food. Grant serenity to those who give food in charity. May all living beings be blessed with energy-giving food. Jai Ghosh। जो बोले सो अभय, वैदिक धर्म की जय। जगत गुरु महर्षि दयानंद महाराज की जय। गुरुवर स्वामी विरजानंद जी की जय। योगीराज श्री कृष्ण महाराज की जय। मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम श्री रामचंद्र जी की जय। वेद की ज्योति जलती रहे जलती रहे, वेद की ज्योति जलती रहे जलती रहे। आर्य समाज अमर रहे, आर्य समाज अमर रहे। वैदिक ध्वनि ओम। वैदिक अभिवादन सभी को सादर नमस्ते जी। We'll keep the Zoom open for question and answers. Yash ji has one question to start with. So you can unmute yourself, everybody.
Yeah, I just have a very general question. जो आज की जिंदगी में हमारे साथ हो रहा है कि अपनी कुर्सी को रखने के लिए, चाहे आपकी कोई भी कुर्सी है, वॉलंटियर वर्क की है या काम की है, ऑफिस में है, ये है, आप झूठ बोलते हैं, मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन देते हैं, सच्चाई को छुपाते हैं, रूल्स को फॉलो नहीं करते हैं, तो क्या ये ठीक है?
इसमें एक तो हम अगर आश्रमों का पालन करेंगे ना,
हाँ जी,
will spare ourselves from this, as we say, Putreshna, Lokeshna and Vitteshna. Putreshna is working only for the kith and kin. And in that course we may also tamper with the rights of others. So if we've learned our lessons well in Brahmacharya ashram, when we are in Grihast, we will assume, we will assert ourselves in our duties and responsibilities. जो हम गायत्री मंत्र में प्रार्थना करते हैं ना, we pray for Dhyo yo naha prachodayat, we'll realize the prayer in our life by putting all the mental and physical efforts. We'll be able to differentiate between truth and what is not true. We'll be able to differentiate between dharma and adharma, and that is done at the early stage of brahmacharya ashram, of student life in modern times. Unfortunately, what happens is that, just a minute please. Hello, I am on a conference call. 15 minutes में phone करें. Thank you. If we've learned our lessons well in that particular ashram, our duties and responsibilities, क्योंकि brahmacharya ashram में we learn the values of life, the living values. And here in the modern day, parents have abdicated from teaching the values to kids. They think that teachers will do that, and teachers say we are not paid to do that because that is not within our curriculum. Unfortunately, the blame is totally on the parents, because the making of the child, Matre Devo Bhava, Pitre Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. So the teachers come third in the rank. So if we gradually, slowly, through probably stories, drill down the values into the personality of the child during student life, then that will most likely, I can say 99% of our kids will carry over these values when they grow to become adults and when they grow in married life. And this is the basis to be ethical in life thereafter. Now during the second stage, Grihast ashram, married life, we still have a duty to do things ethically, dharma ke anusar. But then it says, Priti Purvak Dharma Anusar Yatha Yogya. Priti Purvak, whatever be the circumstances, we shouldn't fall into the trap of being rough or rude. We can be tough without being rough and rude. This is one point where we tend to err. We think that when we are right in our way, we can be rude, we can be rough, but that doesn't work. We've seen that in the Ramayana, we've seen that in the Mahabharata, in the Gita. So if these values come to us ingrained when we're still developing on the learning curve, that part of life is the learning curve of life that will stay with us, that will become part of our personality. Then when we handle the affairs of the society within the Grihast ashram, remember, arriving at a phase in life, we have to start empowering others to be able to leave the chair. That is Vanprasth ashram. When we are within our household, we start delegating the duties and responsibilities to the sons, to the daughters when they are married, when they have their own children now. It need not be that we go to the jungles like formerly, because there is no facility for that now, to go in the Van for the Vanprasth. But then when we stay within the household, we have to now start shedding those responsibilities. And if we don't do it within our house, it becomes more difficult to do it outside, at the level of the community, at the level of organizations and things like that. We still find people after retirement, they are after Vikteshna, just looking for a second job, third job, everything, in spite of their earning the pensions, and the pension suffice to live gracefully. But some people do work, and whatever they earn, they give it in charity. So that's another aspect of life. And this is what Dr. Chandora does. He's with us now. I'm just doing that to praise him, but acknowledging one way of doing dedicated, selfless service. And till the concept of Nishkam Seva, which is there in the Yajurved last chapter, second mantra, which is there in the Ishopanishad second mantra, and which is there also in the Bhagavad Gita. That same knowledge is flowing, the concept of Nishkam Seva, selfless, dedicated service. And when we have that concept, जो भी कुर्सी पे आएगा हम कहेंगे तुम अपना संभालो जी.
Acharya ji, does that mean that these people have not been trained? They don't have those values what you are talking?
I can't pronounce that. I
Yeah.
would say if each and every one assumes his duties and responsibilities,
And following the rules.
that should ease out the problem. Because nobody is indispensable.
Yes.
One thing. Second thing is that we also have a duty to sit down with the elderly and the knowledgeable persons to acquire the knowledge and to learn from their life experiences, to be able to shoulder in our turn duties and responsibilities. So it cuts both ways. Those who are there on the chairs, they have to make space gradually, empower others to come and shoulder the responsibilities. But those who want to shoulder the responsibilities, they have to go on the learning curve. They have to sit down, जिसको हम बोलते हैं ना विश्वे देवा, और मंत्र में बोलते हैं अग्नेन यस्पथाराय स्मान विश्वानि देव व युनानि वद्वान. हमारे बीच में वयोवृद्ध और ज्ञान वृद्ध लोग रहें ताकि हम उनसे ज्ञान और उनके जीवन के अनुभव से हम सीख सकते हैं. We can learn from their life knowledge and life experiences. So, those who on the chairs will have to train others to empower others. But those who are aspiring to sit on the chairs, they also have a duty to learn the ins and outs, as we said, the tricks of the trade, so that when they get the chair, they can shoulder the responsibilities correctly. Otherwise, I've seen, and history is there to testify, when people without the due knowledge and experiences come forward, or if they totally ignore history, they try to rewrite things, then things go bad. Organizations crumble, be it business organizations, be it NGOs, be it family life, everything crumbles.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we have to be careful. It cuts both ways.
Thank you.
I think Dr. Chandora ji can add something, sharing his knowledge and experiences
Yes,
with that.
that will be great.
डॉक्टर जी अपने आप को अनम्यूट करें.
I just want to listen because I'm hard of hearing, so I want to use my faculties to listen now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That was a good answer. Yes.
Look, he's done that with the Great Atlanta Vedic Temple.
Acharya ji, धन्यवाद.
He's there as a trustee,
Okay.
but
Okay. He has done.
he's just having an oversight on the running, but he doesn't mingle himself into the day-to-day running.
Okay.
So he's one of the living examples of how to empower others and how to make way for others and bring the others first on the learning curve before giving them the chair.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Any other issues or any other experiences which anybody would like to share?
आज के लिए इतना काफी.
Okay. So I'll wish you all, because Karwa Chauth, I take it more to be a social gathering for the ladies.
Yes. Yeah.
I would take it to be like that.
Yes. Yes.
As part of the social gathering for the ladies. Forget about the story which you talk about. The story is not inspiring. It doesn't inspire anybody.
But just everybody wants to listen that.
Yeah, but it's not inspiring. But I would say I wish you well because you have a good social interaction with the other ladies.
You see, you dress up, you do everything, you know.
No, I was there with you last year at Toronto Arya Samaj.
I know.
And the interaction is good.
Fashion show.
No, the interaction is good.
Yes.
Everybody meets and greets others. It's a joyful experience.
Yes, this time nothing.
Yeah.
Everybody home.
So I can just wish you all the best and wish you well for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So then Diwali will be having the normal satsang. Go Diwali is Saturday, 14th.
Toronto time and Toronto time is the same or different?
I will have to check with them because they've asked me to also intervene with the Toronto Arya Samaj.
Yeah.
I've seen the request. I've already replied. I've said, okay, I'll have to see the agenda, the timetable, because I have to liaise with the Pandit Dev also to be able to know what time I'll have to intervene there.
Acharya ji, I sent a WhatsApp request, so please read it. Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Thank you.
I will reply. Oh, Toronto Arya Samaj is in the afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
I remember Samantha ji sent me the request, and I remember it's in the afternoon. I think it's 3 p.m. starting time on the 14th.
Okay,
so ours would be at 10:30. Barabar chalega. Okay, thank you everybody. Take care. Have a nice weekend. Namaste ji.